It is a beautiful Friday night here at historic Crocker Field, and for the first time in 2 years, there is Fitchburg High School football here on FATV from this hallowed ground of historic Crocker Field. It is so good, once again, to be back here in the elevated press box. I, of course, am John Gugerty, joined by Dan Bolak. Dan, as we get ready for football tonight, the Red Raiders face a very stiff test in the Mountaineers of Wachusett Regional High School.
Indeed. You see the records on the graphic coming in. Fitchburg 1-0, having taken down Leominster 27-12. Wachusett 0-1, falling to Franklin 37-21. Franklin, of course, a very strong team in Division I. And Wachusett has, in recent years, been one of the best teams in Central Mass. Always a tough test. And the Red Raiders, they've not beaten the Mountaineers since 2014. And so they're looking to finally bounce back against this strong green and white team and continue their winning ways here in this 2021 season.
And as the Raiders take the field and we get ready for the coin toss, we bring in Mike Flynn, who is here with us as well. Mike, it has been 659 days since there was a Red Raider football game here at Crocker Field. It has been a long time coming.
Yep, Thanksgiving of 2019 was the last time we were here, and it's nice to be back.
Saw the Red Raiders, of course, last Thursday, victorious over Leominster. Wachusett, as I believe Dan mentioned, fell to 0-1 in their first game of the season. A familiar name, Mike, as the head coach for Wachusett, Mike Dobzinski, in his 23rd season with the Mountaineers, the latest in a long line of Dobzinski's coaching football here in North Central Mass.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of them. Walt Sr., of course, a legend up in Gardner, and then his son Walt Jr. was at Lunenburg, and then in Gardner for a long time. John Dobzinski was an assistant at Leominster, then came here in the 80s for a couple years. Won the only game in the 80s for Fitchburg in 1984, the 29-2 game. And then he returned to Leominster to coach there for an awful long time. You mentioned Mike. John's son, John Jr., was coaching down in the Boston area for some time. And that's my Dobzinski line that I could do off the top of my head.
Yep, I know John Jr.'s at North Andover.
Yes, yeah, because his father was going down there for a while to help him coach.
The Raiders won the toss. They appear to have deferred. We didn't quite catch the signal there, but it looks like Wachusett will get the ball first. We will step aside for the national anthem, but don't go anywhere, folks. It is Fitchburg High School football here at Crocker Field for the first time in 659 days, and it starts in just a moment right here on FATV. Fitchburg High School football from historic Crocker Field here on FATV. John Gugerty joined as always by Dan Bolak and Mike Flynn. Before we get started, we want to thank some of the folks who helped make this and all productions possible here on FATV. FATV's remote productions are underwritten by Workers Credit Union, Rollstone Bank and Trust, the UMass Memorial Health, Health Alliance Clinton Hospital, North End Subaru, Unitil, Minuteman Press, and of course the Sentinel and Enterprise. Thank you so much to them for their continuing support. We also want to make mention, of course, if you are in Fitchburg, come on down to Crocker Field. It is a beautiful, warm, getting to be a little bit of a foggy night, but it is a good night for football. If your couch is more comfortable, we understand. We will be here for the duration. Set back deep to return for Wachusett. Looks like it's Matt Rake and James Henriksen. Correction, that's Cole Corelli back there for the Mountaineers.
Bad intel already.
That's fine. Sweeney's got the jitters. You know, he hasn't been here in 2 years. We've all got the nerves. So the Raiders will kick off from right to left. They are in the, what do we settle? That's a little too dark to be a crimson.
It's more the maroon brick kind of color.
I like the brick. Calling it maroon makes it sound a little purple. I like the brick. They're in the brick jerseys with pewter helmets. There we go. Kick is away. Pretty good one, taken in at about the 10-yard line by Matt Rakey. Breaks through a tackle. He's got blockers. He's across the 40, still on his feet. Stiff arms a man into Raider territory, down the sideline. One guy to beat at the 15-10, and he is dragged down at the 8-yard line by Darnell Thomas. Thomas, the last man to beat, but a fantastic return for the junior. Matt Rakey gets it all the way inside the 10. Dan, the Mountaineers have 1st and goal right out of the gate.
Obviously, the Mountaineers have a lot of talent on their roster. Rakey, a junior running back, and he's showing off the wheels there. That's an 83-yard kickoff return, but not quite for a touchdown. Great pursuit there by the Raiders.
Great work by Thomas, the last guy who had a chance to bring down Rakey. But it is 1st and goal for the Mountaineers at the Raiders' 7-yard line. Their quarterback is Tucker McDonald. He's a junior. Deep in the backfield looks to be Emmanuel Nganda Kunze, and it is Nganda Kunze. Actually, excuse me, that is Angelo Smith, the junior, who gets the carry and goes in pretty much untouched. One play, Mike, touchdown Wachusett. This game is 20 seconds old.
It's similar to what Fitchburg seemed to happen on kickoffs for years, that they couldn't cover the kickoff correctly and give the other team good field position. And that was pretty easy, too, from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, just fantastic blocking, Dan, both on the return and then on the first down handoff. I mean, that's a 7-yard run right up the gut. Fantastic work by the Mountaineer offensive line.
Obviously, a strong Wachusett team just able to open up that gap. Take the lessons that they've learned from the game against Franklin, already putting them to good use. There is our first penalty of the night.
Looks like the Raiders got a bit of a quick jump on the extra point
Offsides.
attempt.
Number 2 on the defense, half the distance to the goal. Repeat the try.
Similar to my beloved Giants gaffe from last night.
Why do they keep putting the Giants on national television? There was a post about that on Defector today, and I couldn't help but agree with it. Don't put the Giants on national television.
Somebody's going to play. It's Thursday night. They're not going to waste all the good teams every Thursday night.
I guess. And, you know, a bad team from New York is pretty much the perfect team for a Thursday night game. That does make sense.
Actually played pretty well to the dope dropped offside on the last play.
Benjamin Dominic on to attempt the extra point for the Mountaineers, and it is through. So less than 30 seconds into this one. The Mountaineers have had one offensive play, but they've also had one offensive touchdown. The drive started with the 83-yard kickoff return by Matt Rakey, and then in just one carry, Angelo Smith took it in from there. So, folks, if you joined us a little bit late, you have missed some stuff.
20 seconds.
I know my own thought coming into this game was the fact, you know, for Fitchburg, their offense is obviously going to go as Anthony Oquendo goes. But I've seen games in which a team has been able to neutralize Oquendo, basically the Grafton game in the Fall 2 season, and that was a game where it was a defensive battle. It was going to come down a battle of defenses, but obviously if the Raiders can't succeed in the battle of the defenses, they're just going to have to find a way to make sure their offense is going full steam ahead. This might be one of those games where you're going to see 4 touchdowns by both teams.
Could be a barn burner tonight. It's certainly starting out that way. You see Darnell Thomas there. He and Joshua Medina are set back deep to return the kick for the Raiders. It'll come off of the right foot of Benjamin Dominic, who hit the extra point just a moment ago. Dominic's kick is away, bounces at about the 12. Thomas picks it up, reverses field, trying to cut up field. He's not going to get much. He's brought down at about the 15-yard line. believe that's Luke Snyder, the tackle. A lot of guys on this Wachusett roster, Dan, we're not quite sure of the grade, and to be perfectly honest, and maybe to throw some athletic directors under the bus, that might have something to do with the fact that we got these rosters at, what, 1:30 this afternoon?
Yeah.
Well, even on the one they gave out as you came in was just names, numbers, and position.
The grades that I've thrown on there I stole from the huddle, so hopefully the kids who have the huddle pages know what their grades are.
Tyler Broussard is the quarterback for the Raiders, hands it to Oquendo running to the left. Tries to cut upfield, doesn't get much. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Closest man there for the Mountaineers is Pat Kennedy.
Giving him a tremendous spot. They actually gave him the 21.
They did the what?
That's what that looks like to me, doesn't it?
Bounces to the outside. Yeah, he stepped out at the 19.
Yeah, he stepped out at the 19, but they give him the 21, so it's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Red Raiders.
We're working with a 4-man crew tonight. The original referee had car trouble, so the crew is only 4.
Oquendo gets it again on 2nd down, this time to the right. Not much there. He was hit pretty much as he came to the line. First guy we see out of the pile is Angelo Smith. He had the touchdown carry, but of course, like a lot of guys here in high school, he'll play on defense as well. Credit to Aiden McGeary as well. Officially no gain. It'll be 3rd and 4 now. Mike, I think they're still going to give it to number 1.
He's the cog. I mean, they didn't throw the ball very well last week. They tried to anyway.
Play action fake. Broussard throws to the left. That is intercepted right into the arms of Ryan Plord, and he is going to go in untouched. A 26-yard pick 6. This game is 81 seconds old, and Wachusett Regional already has a 2-score lead.
Looking through my binoculars, Broussard threw it straight into the hands of Plord there. You know, he was looking there for Nico Caputi, but Plord had the look there and just takes it right to the house.
Mike, you mentioned that the Raiders didn't throw the ball well last week. I think this is a case of Plord knowing that they were going to go with a very simple route, the quick slant, and he jumped it.
Yeah, he locked eyes on with his receiver, and Plord was just sitting there going, please throw it. Please throw it, because I'm right here, and he did.
Extra point attempt from Dominic is up and good. 10:39 to play here in the first quarter of action. Wachusett already up by 2 touchdowns. It is already a smiling atmosphere for the Mountaineers. And Mike, you said it, Plord was right there.
Yeah, we had the perfect angle, and you could just see him sitting down in that zone waiting for the ball. He just stepped right in front of Caputi, the intended receiver. Had an easy run back for the touchdown. So not the kind of game Fitchburg wants to get in as a track meet.
Dan, we thought going in that this might be a difficult task for the Raiders. Down 2 scores, less than a minute and a half in. They're not making it easy for themselves, are they? Definitely
starting the challenge there, obviously. As we mentioned, if this is a team that is going to shut down Oquendo, that's going to make it a very challenging game for the Red Raiders. And Wachusett, of course, a Division I team, 2 divisions above the Red Raiders. They've got one of the largest enrollments in all of Central Mass. And obviously that means a very deep roster and player pool to pull from.
Dominic's kick, taken in by Medina at about the 15. Gets across the 30, gets a block. He's across the 40, close to midfield. And that'll get a little bit of momentum behind the Raiders. Josh Medina takes it out to about the 49-yard line. Fitchburg has some pretty good field position. Take a look again, Mike.
Yep, right up the middle. Got some good blocking, and Fitchburg really did need something to get a spark here to get some momentum back on their side. And they're going to have to take advantage of this good field position.
You saw right there at about the 30-yard line, he just made a quick jump to his right, made a Mountaineer miss. He was able to pick up another 15, 20 yards after that. So the Raiders have it 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Again, Broussard is the quarterback. Oquendo is the man to his left and the ball carrier here on 1st down. This time he gets some blocks. He's across the 40, deep into Mountaineer territory. Anthony Oquendo goes in, and you said this was going to be a track meet, Mike. It is a track meet indeed. Touchdown, Raiders!
It always, when the other team has one guy you know they're going to feature, how he gets in, how you don't have 9 guys chasing him.
Well, they do. They have 9 guys chasing him. He's just faster than everybody.
Chasing before he breaks away and runs down the sideline for a touchdown. But, Fitchburg's offensive line last week played excellent. They dominated the line of scrimmage last week. And on that play, they opened up a nice caravan down the left side for the 6 points.
Alexander McCloskey on to attempt the extra point. He will do so out of a hold from Richard Santana. Low snap, Santana handles. McCloskey's kick is up, and it is good. We are still less than 2 minutes of scoreboard action into this game. There have been 3 scores.
Well, if you bet the over, you're looking pretty good.
As I said, it's like if Fitchburg's going to win this game, if it's not going to be one of those defensive games, it's going to be one of those games where there's going to be a lot of scoring on both sides. And that play with Oquendo running to the near side looked like pretty much the same play they ran on the first play of the last drive. This time they got the blocks they needed and they made it work.
They get the blocks at the line, they get Oquendo into that second level, and once he's in the open field, Mike, there's nobody faster.
Yeah, once he gets those shoulders square, it's off to the races.
Dan, you were talking about how Wachusett has so many more kids enrolled. They're a Division I school as opposed to a D3 like Fitchburg. I would bet a fair bit of money that there's nobody who goes to Wachusett Regional who runs as fast as Anthony Oquendo.
Showing off the wheels there, the senior running back with his 4th touchdown of the season.
I just realized that we talked over Mr. Touchdown. That's a darn shame. I think we're going to hear it again.
It's a good bet.
When these two teams last played, it was a 12-7 game in 2019.
Well, we've already beat that.
A game that was described by the Telegram and Gazette as a turnover-filled penalty-plagued slugfest.
It was a slobber knocker.
Okay. Well, this one has already had a turnover. Wachusett's second touchdown came on a pick 6. Now their offense will get the ball for the first time since their 1-play drive. This one returned out from about the 14-yard line, close to the, mark it down at about the 29-yard line.
Looks like that was Clord on the return again. Nope, it's 19.
I think it's Cole Corelli, yeah.
Yep, that number font is not great for a broadcaster.
It's the second time tonight we've confused Corelli with someone. First we thought he was James Hendrickson. Now we think he's Ryan Clord. It's got to stink to be Cole Corelli. We're sorry, Cole. There you are. You get your moment on TV. So now the Wachusett offense with a full field in front of them for the first time. Play fake, roll to the right, pass near side is complete to Reiki. Gets out across the 35-yard line. It will stop the clock, move the chains. That's good for a Mountaineer first down. Colin Dudek and Gio DiCarlo in on the hit for the Raiders. But, Mike, it is good enough for a Mountaineer first down.
Yep, just a little quick swing out of the backfield. Picks up a pretty good chunk for the first down. I believe that's Dale Diamantopoulos, the line judge on the near side here. Long-time Lunenburg High School football coach.
And again, it is a 4-man officiating crew tonight, so we may see a little bit more permissiveness. They can't see everything.
Well, they go without the back judge, so I bet you those guys are hoping they don't throw the ball downfield too many times.
First and 10 Mountaineers run to the left side. Now, real quick, Mike, without a back judge, my instinct as a guy who watches football but hasn't really played or officiated it, I would think that would favor the offensive line. You might not see as many holding calls in that area. Is that a good thought?
Yeah, I guess, because they all have no more responsibilities for areas they have to watch.
So, everybody picks up a little bit of the slack. They're good. They're professionals. They'll do their job. Second down and 8 now for the Mountaineers. Hand off to the near side, broken up in the backfield. Colin Dudek got his hand around the left ankle of Angelo Smith. It's a loss of about a yard for him.
Good penetration by Dudek. Gets in the backfield, trips him up.
Just like you're trained to do, right? Get your arms around his legs. He can't go anywhere. Even if he ultimately shakes it, he's lost his balance. Good job there by the senior Dudek. Now third down and 8 for the Mountaineers. McDonald will go from the shotgun. Looks to his left, throws to his left, wide open for the reception. First down into Raider territory. That's Adam Bates the catch. Batestan is listed as a quarterback, but he was the slot receiver there. And he got that reception, moved to the chains.
Plenty of time to throw the ball, and then Bates just finds a big hole in the Fitchburg defensive backfield.
We saw one of the corners had come up to cover the flats. The safeties were playing a little bit deep.
And he ran the slot man right behind him.
Created that hole in the defense, and Tucker McDonald hit it beautifully. Now 1st and 10 Mountaineers from the Fitchburg 43, straight up the middle, meeting no resistance at all until he gets to the second level. Angelo Smith with a big gain there. But honestly, Mike, all the credit here goes to the Wachusett offensive line.
Yeah, big hole right up the middle. And he doesn't get even touched until he gets 15 yards downfield.
Just basically opening the Raider D-line like a curtain, and it's not a great sign when it's the safeties who have to make the tackle.
A lot of credit there. Blaze Zadeson, the center. Ryan Greeny, the left guard. Fantastic work by them there. Now 1st down again. They try it again. Not as much success this time. That's Jake Larson, the ball carrier. First time we've called his name tonight. Gain of a couple.
Off the right side. Time Fitchburg much better defensively.
First time tonight we've had a chance to actually, sit down and breathe and watch team drive downfield. Wachusett had a one-play drive, then a pick six, then Oquendo had the big score.
They had a 14-0 lead with one offensive play.
2nd down and 8. McDonald going for the end zone pass is underthrown, but through the defender's hands into the arms of a Mountaineer. Touchdown Wachusett. Matt Reiki with the catch.
Oh, that was quite a script flip. Looked like a pick, turned into a touchdown.
Dan, this pass was poorly underthrown. Take a look at it again.
Yeah, it looked like it was Macheri back there. He had it read, and it just goes through his hands. Might have gotten a fingertip on it that may have kept it in the air just long enough for Matt Reiki to be able to pull in for Wachusett's 3rd touchdown of this contest.
Extra point from Dominic, nearly blocked, but it does get through, and it gets through the uprights as well, so it's 21-7 in favor of the Mountaineers. Matt Reiki, of course, had the big opening kickoff return, set Wachusett up for their 1st touchdown. Now, Mike, he's the beneficiary of some very good luck there. Ball just went right through the arms of the Raider defensive back.
Yeah, give him some credit, though. He made a nice adjustment when that ball got tipped and showed some pretty good hands.
Oh, yeah, good awareness there, just keeping his eye on the ball, adjusting when it was deflected, like you said. You said this might be a track meet, Mike. This shaping up like a track meet.
My overbets is a lock now.
Yep, that's an interesting start. We're not even halfway through the 1st quarter yet, and we've already got 28 points on the board.
Yep. I feel pretty good about the deal we made where I get 1 and 4 today. I'm liking it so far. But hey, maybe the 2nd quarter will be even crazier. Who knows?
You never know what to expect in these games.
Thomas and Medina set back deep to return for the Raiders. Dominic's kick is away. Medina backs up, takes it in at about the 8-yard line. Gets a block, cuts to the near side, spins out a 1 tackle, and he's brought down at about the 37-yard line. Another pretty good return. Luke Snyder the hit for the Mountaineers.
Well, and again, on a low line drive, I don't care how far you kick it. You're giving that guy a long time before you see any white jerseys get in the screen, kicking the ball that low. He gets a nice running start before you guys get a chance to get it downfield and cover it.
So now the Raider offense will take over, 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Of course, the man to watch is big number 1, Anthony Oquendo. He is in the backfield. He'll line up to the right of Broussard. Raiders go with 4 wide receivers, maybe try to spread that Mountaineer defense.
That's a formation I don't think we've seen that often.
Pitch to the near side, heading to the far side as the man came in motion. That's Joseph Stanford. I think they're going to call that a forward pass because it did, Broussard caught it and then kind of pitched it forward. We've seen a few teams do that.
Yes, that definitely is what it looked like.
Yeah, it is. Basically a jet sweep, though, off the...
Yeah, functionally, it's the same as a jet sweep.
Yeah,
but
just a little...
hey, it's a few passing yards.
Yeah, it helps your stat line.
If you have
If you're a fantasy player, you love that. You love that.
If you have Joseph Stanford in your points per
he gets
reception,
PPR, he gets a point.
there you go.
That sounds like it's probably his first reception ever.
Quite
I can't
possible.
say I've heard that name before.
I don't think they'll let him keep the ball.
Second down 5, handoff goes to Oquendo to the right side. Not much doing there. He got about half of what he needed, so it'll be 3rd and, what, 2.5, Dan?
Something close to that. Give him 3 on that, and as long as you're just making your way upfield.
Pretty decent gain on first down, get half of it on 3rd. Honestly, Mike, if they get anything positive here, even if they don't get the first down, I would say go for it.
I would say that unless this is a loss, they're in 4-down territory.
Back down to 2 scores, and you've seen that your defense is having a lot of trouble. We may not see the punting unit at all tonight. 3rd down 2, Wachusett shows blitz. Here they come. Broussard to the right, pass is caught. That's going to be a first down and more. Medina the catch. Joshua Medina pushed out of bounds inside Mountaineer territory, and that's good for a Fitchburg first down.
It's a good legitimate pass, and Medina had a lot of open space there on the far side. Gave him the time to breathe and make that catch. Gets the Raiders a first down.
Just a simple quick hook to the far side, Mike. Nothing fancy about it, but it was well executed.
He found a soft spot in the Wachusett defense. Delivered right on the numbers.
Slight advantage of going with that 4-receiver set when they're thinking the run so much.
And they run it here on first down. It's Oquendo. Gets out to about the 40-yard line before being brought down. Harrison Rolfs with the tackle. Say it just like the Muppet, Dan. Harrison Rolfs.
Rolfs.
What's a Muppet?
Did you just say, what's up, Muppet? Come on.
I was kidding.
Okay.
I have never heard of Rolfs.
Rolf, the big brown dog who plays the piano.
I grew up on Boomtown, not the Rex Trailer was my guy. Major Mud, Captain Bob. There was no Muppets in the 60s.
Second down and 5 coming up for the Raiders. 2 guys in the backfield, 3 receivers. Fitchburg goes from the shotgun. Dudek to the left, Oquendo to the right. It's Dudek gets the carry. He plunges forward, close to the line to gain. I think they're going to spot him about a yard shy. Dudek running behind the blocking of Emmy Pastorino and Sam Faulkner.
Which is a great duo of offensive linemen that the Red Raiders have at their disposal. And it's good for Dudek to get some carries as well, just to give Oquendo a breather. You want to hand the rock off to Oquendo every time, but
you've got to mix it up. You've got to show different looks. Now 3rd down and 1. Raiders go shotgun. Medina comes in motion. Play fake. Pass to him on the far side. Try to get him in the open field. He's got the first down and more. Dragged out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Mike, we'll take a look at this one again. I think this might have actually been a backward pass.
It was close. Hard to tell with our angle.
That's a backward pass, I think.
But just a long handoff, get him out in space, and he has to beat one guy, and I think they might have missed the face mask at the end of that play.
So give Joshua Medina a 4 or 5 yard carry for the first down. So we've seen the little forward pass that's basically a jet sweep, and now the wide receiver screen that's technically a long handoff. Raiders set up at the Mountaineer 30-yard line. Oquendo gets the carry, sweeping to the left side. Gets a block, turns the corner, shakes out a 1 tackle. There is a flag back behind him. I think that block he got, Mike, may have been a little too good.
I could see it on the corner. The only thing I don't like is the side judge on this side was looking right at it.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
It was the umpire who was trailing the play to the flag.
Well, we mentioned the officiating crew going without the back judge tonight.
Here's the whole lot. Number 1 was where they called it.
Yeah, you saw Dudek there. He basically committed the foul and then threw his hands up as if to say, I didn't do nothing.
I did nothing.
But he did, in fact, do something. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. They'll call it now first down and 17 for the Raiders. They need to get to the 20 to move the chains. Play fake. Broussard wants to go long. Jump ball on the sideline is caught, but out of bounds. Incomplete. The pass intended for Nico Caputi. Dan, that pass was thrown in such a way that Caputi was the only man who could catch it, and he did go up and get it, but he came down out of bounds.
It was a very well thrown pass there, but you just need a slightly wider field there. Well contained by.
We'd have to go to Canada for that.
And you see Caputi, he basically immediately signaled to the sideline that he needed to come out of the game. He actually has his helmet off and is heading away from the field of play. May have gotten the wind knocked out of him as he came down. We'll keep an eye on him. Hope he comes back soon. Focus our attention back on the field for now. Second down, 17. Anthony Oquendo gets the carry, trips over his own man. Actually, I think he fell over a Mountaineer at the line of scrimmage, wound up rolling forward for a couple of yards. We'll take a look at it again. No, that's just a really good low tackle by that Mountaineer. Went right at the legs of Anthony Oquendo, knocked him down. It's only a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 15 now. Gotta think this is 4-down territory for Fitchburg, Mike, so they don't need to get it all here. Broussard rolls right, now looks over the middle, throws, passes incomplete, in and out of the hands of Darnell Thomas. He had a chance to bring that one in, but he also took a big hit. Couldn't hang on to the ball, and now the Raiders face 4th down.
Yeah, I don't know if he heard footsteps or not, but this ball was right on the money. Not a very picturesque pass, but still hit him right in the hands on the 2. Couldn't make the catch.
Not the tightest spiral you'll ever see, but it was a very catchable ball. Unfortunately, Thomas could not make that catch. So now Broussard and the Raiders face 4th down and 15. They're at the 35. They need to get to the 20. Obviously, I still think it's the right call to go for it. Motion to the near side comes Medina. Broussard fakes right. He's going to keep it himself, and that's not going to work out. He is body slammed down after a gain of a couple. Loses his helmet in the process. He will head to the sideline, but he'll take the Raider offense with him. Fitchburg turns it over on downs. Wachusett will take over.
I mean, not often does Tyler Broussard run the ball from what we've seen, so maybe wanted to try something different. Thought he saw an opening that he could try to exploit, but ultimately Wachusett just closing that up way too quickly.
Kwasi Adjei on the hit there, Mike. It looked like he was practicing his Cobra clutch slam or something.
Okay, Sarge. I don't know, but did you have anybody in your class that had a beard?
Not in high school. Maybe one kid in high school. None that good. That's an excellent beard.
That's pretty good moss there for a high school kid.
First down handoff for the Mountaineers goes to, once again, Angelo Smith. The key part of this Mountaineer offense. Already has 1 touchdown. Picks up 5 yards here. It'll be 2nd down and 5. We'll take a look at this one again.
Not too much fancy about this one. Just found the hole. Was able to get a few yards before the linebackers came in and shut that one down.
Head down, kept the feet chugging forward. As you said, the linebackers had to come in, but not until he gets 5 yards.
Antonio Santiago, the tackle there for the Raiders. We saw him. Fantastic work tonight by the FATV crew. We'll shout them out in a moment. 2nd down, they fake the pitch. Pass to the near side is complete. Run out of bounds after a gain of about 10, 12 yards is Cole Corelli. We're actually going to call him right on first reference this time. Cole Corelli, the catch.
Fake the sweep.
They faked that pitch a couple times, Mike. I don't think they've actually gone with it yet.
Yeah, they haven't.
It's just a matter of time.
Most of the running's been up between the tackles.
They haven't had to bring the plate out to the flanks.
Nope.
Just under 50 seconds to play in this one. Tucker McDonald 4 out of 4. I believe I heard 50 yards passing for him. 59 yards, excuse me.
That's what I got on mine too.
First down handoff straight up the middle. Jake Larson gets nothing. He is hit almost immediately. Jared Phillips and Derek Lulamaki on the tackle for the Raiders. Mike, let's take a look at this one.
Ran into a wall of Red Raider defenders. And it's got to be the defense that gets this team back in the game. They've got to make a stop.
Fitchburg already down 2 scores. They don't want to go down by 3. I think there's time for one more play here in the first quarter, but Wachusett is not exactly in a hurry.
It's just the sideline staff is in the huddle. I think they're running the kick out.
Just realized that the back judge is the guy who has the play clock normally.
Yep.
So I don't know who to look for.
I don't know the mechanics of the four-man
The end of the
crew.
first quarter.
Colin Dudek is already showing the signs of what has been a very tough game here at historic Crocker Field, but there is a wonderful crowd here in attendance. This has been an excellent first quarter of football. You know, the scoreboard from the Fitchburg side, probably not what you want. Wachusett leading 21-7 after one period of play. They were leading 7-0 after one play. But, Mike, this has been a really entertaining first quarter.
Yes, if you like up and down the field football, you got it.
And we mentioned already that this is the first game here at historic Crocker Field in 659 days. First game since Thanksgiving 2019. And hey, historic Crocker Field, recognized for its beauty and listed on the National Register of Historical Places, it needs your help. Located in the heart of the community, built in 1918, this Central Massachusetts field has a fabled history in the hearts of Fitchburg High alumni and a magnificent future in the Fitchburg community. You can be part of the restoration efforts and donate today. To learn about how you can help the Crocker Field Restoration Committee, go online to crockerfield.org, or you can mail your donations to Crocker Field Restoration, 140 Arnhow Farm Road, here in Fitchburg, Mass. 01420. Worth noting, all donations are tax deductible. Dan?
And on the first play, McDonald throwing on the run. There's his first incompletion of the night. You know, immediately under pressure, was looking for Michael Kane, the senior, and out there trying to dive and pull that one in. But
Sorry, Michael Kane.
Michael Kane.
Michael Kane. I probably shouldn't make in-jokes for my D&D group, given that they all live in Springfield and are probably not watching this game. Shout out to them if they are, though.
So this is going to bring up a 3rd and 9. I have Wachusett as 1 for 1 on 3rd down tonight.
Mike, this is really the first real adversity the Wachusett offense has faced.
Well, Fitchburg had one other opportunity to get them off the field, as Dan mentioned, and they didn't get the job done. They really did get it done here.
So on 3rd down, McDonald thinking of a pitch for a moment, going to throw deep downfield, way too deep. He was looking there for that deep man, Arturo Johnson. He was the only person who could have conceivably caught that pass, but he was too far even for him.
Pretty good coverage there for the Raiders by Xavier Majeri.
The Red Radios of Fitchburg.
We got stations. We got one right across the street. They play a lot of religious stuff.
That's right.
So
what's their slogan? Find the good life at WFGL. Are they still WFGL?
I think so, maybe.
I don't live in Fitchburg.
Be renewed, I think. Maybe that's enough. But so Wachusett is going to punt here. So it'll be Dominic back into punt. And stationed around the 15-yard line is Medina. That one in the air, and it's far away from him. So he's just going to let that die on the ground, and it will stop at the 19-yard line.
Pretty good job there, Mike, by Medina. He knew that there was no way he was going to get to that ball cleanly, so he just pulled up and let it go.
That ball was intentionally kicked away from him. And, you know, if Wachusett is at home playing on their artificial surface, he probably would have got a nice roll. But here on the grass surface, that ball went nowhere.
32-yard punt for Benjamin Dominic there, and we've already seen Medina have a couple really good kick returns, which is why they're trying to kick it away from him. We also did have a scoring update from Foley Stadium. Leominster up 13-6 at the half, and Red Raider fans over the next 7 weeks, you want to be rooting for Leominster. That will reflect well in the power ratings. On 1st down, this is Sequendo going up the middle, and gets a good run on 1st down past the 30-yard line.
Looked for a second, Dan, like he was going to break that loose and take it to the house. Also want to mention another halftime score of relevance to the Fitchburg area. Stoneham facing St. Bernard's. Stoneham is leading that one in a squeaker. Halftime score is 41-6 in favor of Stoneham.
Oh boy, I mean, that's just, I guess, a different breed of fight there that Stoneham brings to the table.
I think the Bernardians have taken a loss like that for quite some time.
We were very
Ball is
impressed.
on the ground. Raiders were able to recover, but a bad snap popping out of the hands of Broussard. And you heard Sean scream like that maybe in the background. That's never a good sign.
Nope. Only one person is allowed to scream in this press box, and it's apparently me, because I've been very shouty this season so far. Fortunate there that the Raiders were able to fall on it, only a loss of a couple, as opposed to, you know, a back-breaking turnover that sets the Mountaineers up at their own 30-yard line.
So indeed, it could have been far worse. Two in the backfield. This is Oquendo, bounces off a tackle, trying to turn around and change pace, but nothing going there. Looked like Hudson Foster was one in there. Also, Pat Kennedy was in on the tackle for the Mountaineers. That was just Oquendo trying to improvise and not having much to work with.
See there, Mike, on the replay, Aiden McGeary is, you know, very well blocked by Colin Dudek, but he still pushes Dudek back, and Dudek actually presented an obstacle for Oquendo.
And he also sealed the end. He didn't allow Oquendo to get around that end and head down the sideline. And he forced him to try to cut back up in the middle, and all it was there was Wachusett defenders.
Brings up a 3rd and 12. Fitchburg is 3 for 4 on 3rd down tonight. So they'll move the man in motion out to the far side, just try to set up that side of the field. And it's Broussard who gets the pass off. It is complete and making its way down the far side of the field. It's going to be close to a 1st down. There's also a flag on the play.
Is that flag even on the field of play? It looks like it's out of bounds.
Kind of sailed. I don't might have been a legal formation.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield on the offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, still 3rd down.
That's a killer. You get the 1st down on 3rd and 12.
Not sure it would have gotten the 1st, actually, but
I think if he didn't, it would have been close enough to go for it on 4th.
So what are they calling here? The right tackle maybe lined up a little too far back?
someone was lined up too far back.
Well, I mean, actually, they just called 5 guys in the backfield. It's the left tight end there. He should have been up on the line.
Yeah, because the flag came from the side judge on the far side.
And one too many guys in the backfield. Raiders needed to get maybe one of the wide receivers up to the line of scrimmage. But it's a 5-yard penalty, brings up 3rd down and 17 now for Fitchburg.
And so Broussard immediately under pressure, scrambling, does get the completion there to Caputi, and he's going to have the first down, still on his feet across midfield.
Mike, how on earth on 3rd down and 17 do the Mountaineers let somebody get that wide open that far downfield?
Well, sometimes when the quarterback starts scrambling, guys get their eyes in the backfield instead of watching their receivers, and I think that's what happened. Caputi found a nice big hole in the middle, and Fitchburg picks up a very big first down, especially on 3rd and 17.
Got that down in my book as a 28-yard gain there for Tyler Broussard. Another conversion for the Raiders. Moves the chains, and here's Oquendo on 1st down, churning his feet, moving forward. Gets across the 45-yard line, about 3 yards gained on that.
The Mountaineers, Mike, have done a pretty good job. Obviously not perfect because he does have the one big play, but they've done a pretty good job containing Anthony Oquendo so far.
Yeah, other than the big run for the touchdown, they've limited his his yards per carry. Not the big chunks we saw last week against the Blue Devils down at Leominster, where he was getting 6, 8, 10 a carry.
Overall 10 carries, 86 yards for him, but of course the big one is skewing the average there.
That 51-yarder leading to the only score for the Red Raiders, under 7.5 to go in the first half. 21-7. Wachusett in front. And a 2nd and 7 coming. Play clock's going to be down to fairly low now. But no issues there. Oquendo left side, finding a bit of a hole. Gets it across the 40-yard line. Give him to the 38.
I did get a quick scouting report about the Wachusett defense. Apparently last week, Franklin was able to throw the ball to them all over the field. And that's how they gave up 37 points.
Fitchburg has had a bit of success through the air. Obviously, it's not their primary offensive method. Broussard, the junior, doesn't have the strongest arm. Worth mentioning again, Nico Caputi came back in the game after leaving with an injury earlier, but he is now back on the sideline being tended to. We'll keep an eye on him. Came out after he made that big 3rd down catch just a couple plays ago.
So here's the handoff there. This is Devani DeLeon with his first carry of the night. And it takes 4-5 Mountaineers to take him down, ultimately at the line of scrimmage. Nothing gained on third down for the Raiders.
It was a really good second effort by Devani DeLeon, Mike. I think with that in a generous spot, they might come in and measure this one.
Yeah, he was able to fall forward with 4 or 5 white jerseys holding on to him instead of keeping him stood up and back where he was. So it's probably short, but it's going to be really close.
All right, first one of the season. Mike says he's short. Danny, what do you have?
I had him as short as well, but on the first look, it looked like he was short, but that box man just kept moving it more to the right to make him bring the sticks out.
Yeah, I think he's short by about half a football, but we'll see.
Oh, he got it.
By the nose of the ball. Sean Sweeney up here gave me one of these, said about, hey, maybe 4 or 5 inches short.
Yeah, now he's going to tell you, yeah, he got it by this much.
Well, that's just testament to that second effort there.
Again, yeah, fantastic work by DeLeon. Fitchburg now 4 out of 6 on third down. They're looking to get back within 1 score here as we hit the halfway point of the second quarter.
Now going to the I formation on this one. This is Oquendo blowing through the middle. Tripped up on the 35-yard line, gets about a yard or 2 after that. Give him the 33.
Yeah, not a lot of running room.
Yeah, for the most part, Wachusett's D-line has done a great job in limiting Oquendo when he tries to go up the middle. That one big run came when he made his way out to the side.
Yeah. But even without those huge chunking gains, Oquendo is still picking up, 3-4 yards a carry most of the time. The Raider offense hasn't been completely shut down, but the Mountaineers have contained that big explosive play.
He's averaging about 3.5 yards a carry and a flag on the play. Taking out the one big run. About
substitution infraction, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
So another penalty going against the Red Raiders for the substitution infraction.
Yeah, no, yep.
1, 2, 3,
See, that's
4,
why you need the
5,
telestrator where
9.
you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Well, there's 11 there, but there could have been somebody on the sideline, or it could have been before the snap.
Our esteemed director says there's 12 on there.
1, 4, 3 in the backfield is 4, 6 on. You're right. 6 on the line is 10 and 2. There you go. That's 12 guys. That's a pretty flagrant 12 guys, actually.
So the Raiders dinged 5 yards for the Canadian offense. Brings up 12 to go. Broussard throws right side. That's going to be caught by Medina, and he'll be pushed out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
Mike, you were not kidding. These Mountaineers are really vulnerable to the aerial attack. All due respect to Tyler Broussard, but when Tyler Broussard is carving you up, your defense needs some work.
Well, if you're going to play a soft, you can see how soft of a zone they were playing. The 2 defensive backs were 15 yards deep off the line of scrimmage. You can run that play all night if they're going to play that kind of defense.
Yeah, and again, Broussard doesn't have the strongest arm, but especially tonight, he has been, obviously with the exception of the pick 6, he has been accurate with those deliveries. And when your receiver is that wide open and you can throw the ball to him, it doesn't matter how hard you throw it, it gets there.
Well, if you're going to play 8 guys up in the box like they are to stop Oquendo, then you're going to be vulnerable back in the defensive backfield.
That's where the change of pace comes into play. Now Oquendo trying to get around the left tackle there, and they're able to get on top of him, stop his progress before he can get to the line to gain. It's going to bring up another dramatic 4th down.
Great work by Harrison Rolfs, just shedding his blocker, getting there, containing Oquendo. Mike, if Rolfs wasn't there, Oquendo had a big game.
I think his nickname in high school is Muppet.
Could be. It better be now.
I wouldn't want to be Muppet.
No. Guys, I don't think there's been a penalty called against Wachusett yet. All of the penalties we've seen are against Fitchburg, correct?
That is correct. 3 for 20 against Fitchburg, not for naught against Wachusett. 4th and 2. They give it to Oquendo one more time. He's not going to get there.
The Mountaineers, Mike, had this one diagnosed perfectly.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with the play call. I thought the way they've been pretty successful throwing that quick out with the soft zone, that they try to hammer the ball up in between the tackles. And the Mountaineers defense, as you said, they were all over it. Quendo had nowhere to go.
I mean, I get the idea of you have Anthony Quendo in your backfield. You have 2 shots to get 3 yards. And so I get the idea of feeding it to him twice, but going through the tackles, and Wachusett's defense definitely shored up there. Now 3:12 to go in this first half of play. On first down, breaking out of tackles and making his way past the 45-yard line is Angelo Smith. And there's a flag.
Very late flag.
Flag comes in well after the play. Ordinarily in that spot of the field, you'd think
After
a
the play
hold.
was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 61 on the defense, late hit, 15 yards added to the end of the run. First down.
15 more yards against Fitchburg.
We won't see the penalty on this replay because it happened way behind the play.
Called it on 61. That's Jesse Ramos. Moves the Mountaineers into Raider territory at the 38-yard line. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. You see both teams with all 3 of their timeouts.
So 38 yards to go, and the pitch out there on the right side. That's going to be another big gain for Wachusett there for Cole Corelli.
And the Raiders will take their first time out, give their defense, Mike, a chance to just catch their breath here.
Get a little blow, and this is a very important
Timeout, Fitchburg. Their
2.5
first timeout.
minutes. As looked like Fitchburg was going to crawl back into this game, turn it over on downs, and now Wachusett quickly is down in Fitchburg territory.
And folks, while we have a moment here, we want to let you know that Fitchburg Access Television would love to hear from you, our viewers, on how you like our broadcast coverage. You can email contact@fatv.org and share your thoughts today. You can also leave comments on our Facebook page, which is a great way to communicate with FATV as well as the greater Fitchburg community. We really do enjoy providing all the local coverage of local sports. We hope you do as well. And we also want to make mention, if you would like to join our team, you can volunteer to be part of the crew here at FATV. It is a fantastic way to learn a new skill, pick up a new hobby, meet some great people, just be part of the fun here at FATV. There's a reason I come here from West Springfield for these games. It's not for my health. It's because it's a whole lot of fun.
It's not to pay.
Not yet.
I renegotiated. I got an extra 0.
Ooh. I wanted a 10% raise, but Nate insisted I take a 25% raise.
Yeah.
So
25% of 0 is.
that's the joke.
Our
Let's send it over to the man
listeners
who
may not
actually
know
works
that.
for FATV now, Dan Bolek.
All right, and on second down, there's another great run there for Wachusett. Across the 25-yard line, Angelo Smith staying on his feet and getting the first down.
Angelo Smith is just having a fantastic evening thus far for the Mountaineers. He had that touchdown carry on the first possession from 7 yards out, and he has just been a bulldozer out of that backfield, Mike.
Yeah, he has been. Wachusett's been able to run the ball effectively most of the game. That was my opening line when I got the Boulder Award for personality of the year. So, I said, the opening line was, what's the difference between doing radio and TV? I said, radio, we got paid.
And now the pitch out on the right side. A lot of space there for Wachusett. And they'll have the touchdown from Jake Larson.
Jake Larson breezes into the end zone. He had a huge hole on the right side. Look at this blocking, Mike.
Well, you said they faked the toss a lot of times. Well, that time they tossed it. And opened up a big hole over that right side and untouched basically until he got to the back of the end zone.
The right guard, the right tackle, the tight end, all doing their job. A fantastic work performed there by the Wachusett offensive line, extending their lead to 3 scores.
Dominic on to attempt the extra point. He's perfect thus far this season, 6 for 6.
7 for 7.
And it's 28-7 to the Mountaineers with 96 seconds to go in the first half.
One silver lining, Mike, for the Raiders, they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter, and we have seen Wachusett is a little bit vulnerable to the aerial attack, although we'll see if they're able to focus on that pass here, knowing that Fitchburg probably isn't going to be handing it off here.
Well, I think it depends on what kind of field position you get here. I think the last thing you want to do is commit another silly turnover and really get blown out here in the first half.
Very good point.
Of course, when it comes to the margins of victories that go into the power ratings, it's capped at 14 points. So you're not in a position where you can't be doing much worse than that, but obviously you want to get yourself back into the game, try to get through it. I mentioned this is a game where, Fitchburg would probably need to score 4 touchdowns if this was going to be the type of performance that Wachusett's offense was going to come out with. And, well, lo and behold, Wachusett's got their 4 touchdowns.
If 4 touchdowns wins this game for the Raiders, something miraculous has happened in the second half. So, it could happen.
Line drive kick, goes off the kick returner. So from the 18-yard line, he hauls it in, makes his way on the far side, finally wrapped up and taken down at the 30-yard line. And Joseph Stanford with the run back for the Red Raiders.
Folks, in addition to our live streams on the internet, you can now watch FATV programming in stunning high definition on your Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV device, or through our apps in the Android and Apple stores. Download our free app today. And to learn more on how to watch FATV programming, go to fatv.org/watch-FATV. That's fatv.org/watch and then FATV.
These two teams over 150 yards of offense each in this first half of play. The Red Raiders, though, trailing by 3 scores, looking to get 1 back before halftime. Start on first down, pumps a little bit, now moves to his left, wrapped up and body slam to the ground. Harrison Rolfs with the takedown.
Now, Mike, we've talked in the past about you're a little bit of an AEW fan. Did you see the Rusev and Fuego del Sol match?
Tell you the truth, I was asleep on my chair about 7:15.
Okay. Well, that right there is basically what you're going to get with Rusev versus Fuego del Sol. Harrison Wolfs versus Tyler
He's
Brazil.
not Rusev in AEW.
No, he's Miro. I'm sorry. Miro versus Fuego del Sol.
That's what you get to look forward to when you get old. You fall asleep before anything comes on prime time.
A loss of 9 yards on first down. Raiders trying to figure out who should be where in the backfield to either side of Broussard. And ultimately the handoff coming here. And that was Xavier Macheri taking the handoff. Bring it to the 31-yard line.
There is a flag down on the play, however. Looks like the indication is it's against the Raiders.
Holding, number 73 on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
I can imagine the Fitchburg bench is starting to get a little peeved with the stripes.
People in the press box are getting a little peeved with the stripes.
Not to say that they've made bad calls, but they haven't thrown one on the team in white.
The team in white is playing really well. I'll give them that.
You could look for a flag on any play you want.
It's a fair point.
You got to balance them out.
So second and a lot. Hand off to the right side, and at this point, Macheri with another carry. And the Raiders not seeing a whole lot of hope on this particular drive. They'll just have to take it into halftime.
So the penalty really came into play. That big second down run, Mike, by Macheri looked like it might have gotten something going, but that holding call just pulled them back, and there was nothing the Raiders could do after that. They'll just take it to the halftime locker rooms down 28-7.
Yeah, that's a couple of times side penalties have hurt Fitchburg on drives. And going to have to go to the locker room, find a way to regroup and come out to start the second half. They're going to need to score right away.
Yeah, again, the Raiders will get the ball to start the third quarter, but Mike, on defense, Fitchburg they forced Wachusett to punt once. Other than that, the Mountaineers have been moving the ball up and down the field pretty much at will. What do you do if you're Fitchburg on the defensive side of the ball just to try to contain this Wachusett offense?
Well, they got to find some way to get some pressure in the Wachusett backfield. Make the runners to make some cuts early because they're getting, full speed ahead before they have to make a move. And when the quarterback wants to throw, he's been sitting back there in the rocking chair the whole game.
That is one of the challenges for Fitchburg. This is the only time this season they are scheduled to play a Division I team, but obviously Wachusett have come up to historic Crocker Field, and they're showing off what they can do.
Dan mentioned this is Fitchburg's only game against a D1 opponent. Next Friday, they will be back here at Crocker Field hosting Tantascwa, a Division IV team. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here from historic Crocker Field. The following Friday, I believe Fitchburg will be on the road, and we're working to cover that, but I can tell you that with some certainty, Saturday, October 2nd, the Falcons of Fitchburg State will host Bridgewater State. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff from Elliott Field for homecoming. And then the following Saturday, it'll be more Falcon action as Fitchburg State takes on Bridgewater State. Another 3 p.m. kickoff from Elliott Field.
Did that not fail a sand check in your head? Bridgewater twice in a row?
I said Bridgewater twice in a row.
The script says Bridgewater twice in a row. One of those games is against Framingham.
One of those games is against Framingham. Well,
fire the editor.
I'm Ron Burgundy? No. All right. We'll get it straightened out. We're going to take a break, head to the locker room. Someone's getting fired. I'll tell you that much. And it's not going to be me, folks. It's not going to be me.
You're fired.
All right. We are going to the locker room. We will take the break with the teams, but we will have the halftime performance here from historic Crocker Field. Wachusett leading Fitchburg 28-7 here on FATV. As we see the Raiders take the field once again here at historic Crocker Field, we welcome you back to FATV's coverage of Fitchburg High School football, the first game in 659 days here at Crocker Field. Wachusett is leading Fitchburg by a score of 28-7. And before we get into the halftime stats, we want to thank once again the underwriters who make this and every broadcast possible here on FATV. FATV's remote productions are underwritten by Workers Credit Union, Rollstone Bank and Trust, UMass Memorial Health Alliance, Clinton Hospital, North End Subaru, Unitil, Minuteman Press, and the Sentinel and Enterprise. I'm John Gugerty, joined of course by Mike Flynn and Dan Bullock. And Dan, Wachusett has just really dominated this game offensively.
It's been a bit of a challenge for the Red Raiders. Interestingly enough, because of the magic of statistics, Fitchburg actually has more offensive yards. 159 on 26 plays. I have the Red Raiders down for Wachusett. 150 yards on just 15 plays. It does help that Wachusett had a 7-yard drive for their first score, and they had a pick 6 for their second score. So they haven't needed to rely on too many offensive yards to put those points on the board, but obviously that's the half that Mike Dubzinski wanted for his Mountaineer side.
Mike, one subplot that we've noticed as this game has gone along, the Fitchburg offense and defense, they've been penalized a few times, 4 penalties, 30 yards in total. We have yet to see a foul called against the Mountaineers.
Yeah, and a couple of those penalties came at big times where it kind of messed up a couple of pretty good drives. And Fitchburg has to play a little cleaner and maybe get some help from the guys in stripes. This will be one of those games where time of possession won't be an accurate stat. As Dan mentioned, Fitchburg had the ball most of the first half.
They did, and they had more yards, but at the end of the day, it does come down to the fact that Wachusett has been more efficient, averaging 10 yards a play.
Well, Mike, you said at the beginning that this might have to be a track meet if the Raiders are to win. Here to call the sprinting action in the third quarter is Dan Bolak.
Thank you very much, John. It's Benjamin Dominic ready to kick off for the Mountaineers. Puts that up in the air, and it'll be taken in on a hop at the 20-yard line. This is Joshua Medina. He's had a couple good run backs, but in the end squeezed up there as he runs parallel to the 20, makes his way up a couple more yards, and then squeezed out of the play there at the 22.
Want to give a shout out here to Sean Osei-Sarpong, number 14 for the Mountaineers. You're going to see him right at the end of this play. He's the guy who just holds the edge. You see him right there, doesn't let Medina cut the corner, doesn't let him cut up field. Osei-Sarpong did a really good job bringing his man down there.
Intentional short pooch kick there to kind of negate that Fitchburg run back. It worked well.
And try to make sure that Medina, if he has that full head of steam, isn't starting from the 10 and going forward, but in that case, going from side to side. Macheri and Oquendo in the backfield. Macheri not sure where he should go, finds a spot. And on first down, it's Broussard sacked immediately, just didn't know really where to go, and Kane with the sack for the Mountaineers.
Mike, there was a lot of confusion at the snap here. I don't think Anthony Oquendo knew his blocking assignment.
Ugly would be a good description of that first play. People didn't know where to line up. Everybody missed blocks. They get sacked for a loss of 7.
Fitchburg had hopes of a big play on first down, but Michael Kane was there to say humbug.
Brings up the 2nd and 16. Not the start to the second half that the Red Raiders wanted. Same in the backfield. That's Oquendo this time around the right tackle and making his way upfield. That's a great bounce back there. Gonna take the first down straight like that, 18 yards.
Got a good hole on the right side, Mike, and then it was all Oquendo. Once he gets into that open field, it's hard to bring that man down.
Only the second time tonight he's been able to get into that defensive backfield. First time was a touchdown. That one gets him a first down. And we got an official's timeout. We got a Wachusett player down on the far side at the Fitchburg 20.
Injured Mountaineer down on the far side of the field. Can't really get a good look at who that is.
I'm looking through binoculars and I can't tell who it is either.
Looks like it is
55?
Pat Kennedy. Pat Kennedy, the senior offensive and defensive lineman right there, number 55 for the Mountaineers.
I think it might be what we saw a lot of last week. Cramps.
It's a similar environment, Mike, you know.
Not as humid and not as much rain, but it is kind of a damp night, and that will, especially come out of halftime where everybody cools off, and then you come back out and start playing. That's where the cramps start.
Well, last week it really opened up, especially after the game. We were breaking down the equipment. It was coming down like buckets. Hopefully none of that so far here tonight. Good to see Pat Kennedy getting up off of the field under his own power. We'll keep an eye on him, see if he gets back onto the field.
10:46 to go, third quarter. 7 for Fitchburg, 28 for Wachusett.
Real quick, Nico Caputi, who had been injured a couple of times in the first half, is back on the field for Fitchburg.
And maybe another.
Full start, number 19 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So that'll get the Raiders up to 50 penalty yards in the contest.
I'm sure the players are thrilled that the referees mic'd, especially when you make one of those mistakes.
You can't get too mad at the refs for that one.
No, that was you could see it up here. We didn't need replay.
Only reason I didn't see is my binoculars. I was focused hard on the ones in the backfield and didn't see the jump. But Dudek and Oquendo to either side of Tyler Broussard. It'll be a play action, and that's not going to work out.
Joe Capabianca came in pretty much unblocked. Like, you saw Broussard look like he wanted to pull the ball down and run with it, and then he was like, no, I think I'll just go down here.
Yeah, well, he saw white shirts on both sides. He had nowhere to go. As the Mountaineers are starting to tee off. They know Fitchburg's going to have to use the passing game a lot more here in the second half to get back in this game.
So second and a lot.
It's officially 22.
The Raiders will have to find their way to their own 45-yard line to get a first. They're basically splitting the difference between that and the goal line right now. Broussard will throw near side. That's going to be complete. And Medina coming up with the catch that decked out of bounds. It'll be a gain of some yards back.
Took a big hit from Ryan Port, I believe. We'll take a look at it again.
That little stop route, because they were giving him that cushion to get along the near sideline.
Medina actually got hit twice. The second one was from Ford, but the first was from Aiden McGarry. You see him there. McGarry delivered a big hit.
Got about a half of it back.
Yep, about half there. Medina 3 catches for 29 yards on the contest. As Broussard looking to throw again. If he can find the time, he's not going to be able to find the time. And a flag comes in at the very end.
It's the 4th time today Broussard has been sacked. You know, with the timing of that flag, it's possible they might have reached up a little high as they were bringing him down. We may actually see a penalty coming against the Mountaineers, Mike.
I was reading the body language of Oquendo as he came off the field, so I think it's against Fitchburg. No, maybe not.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask on the defense. 15 yards, it will still be 3rd down.
Remember that it's not an automatic first down in high school football, but 15 yards will definitely help the Raiders out there.
Mock cheer comes up from the Fitchburg side to the officials.
You can see right there, fantastic work right there. That finger just hooked into the face mask. That's a wonderful shot. Great work by the whole crew at FATV. Just fantastic work.
So is that a spot foul or
from the end of the play?
The end of the play, so it's not a first down.
It will not be a first down because the NFHS rulebook only likes giving automatic first downs to penalties that have the word roughing in it. But it stays 3rd down.
So you're allowed to twist your opponent's head off.
And then, of course,
it's a spot foul.
Yep. And of course, there's also, they still have the 5-yard face mask in the rule book too. This is Lucas Bolak in the game. He took the snap and he's made his way to a first down across midfield. That's a change of pace.
Hey, you know, if they've diagnosed that the ball is going to 1 a lot, why don't you go give it to 1-1, number 11, Lucas Bolak.
Kind of carrying that like a loaf of bread, too, down the field, but they're able to hold on to it after picking up a big first down.
10-yard gain for Lucas Bolak. He was in the Leominster game last week for a play that he snuck in and out so quickly. We never noticed it. I only figured it out watching Leominster's replay. Bolak still in the game, throws. That's going to be complete. He finds Oquendo, who is not known for making too many catches. They don't throw in his direction very often, but Oquendo makes the catch and gets a few yards.
I think this is a little more than just strategy by the Raiders. It is worth noting Tyler Broussard is hobbling around here on the near side. I think he took a pretty big hit on that 4th sack.
On the face mask.
He's kind of just moving around a little bit gingerly, stretching himself out. No trainers are with him right now, so we'll keep an eye on him. Maybe it is a little bit of strategy here.
Bolak is a sophomore, gives the handoff there. That is Oquendo again, making his way across the 40-yard line to the 39.
And really, Mike, you know, this adds a little bit more of a dynamic element to the Fitchburg offense because Bolak is a significantly stronger rushing threat than Tyler Broussard.
Definitely looks more comfortable running the ball from the limited action that we have seen. So Oquendo to Bolak's left, Dudek on the right side. And Oquendo again through the line to the 35-yard line. That's going to be good enough. A first down for the Red Raiders.
Well, if it's not broke, Mike, don't fix it.
Well, they've been running. After Broussard hands the ball off, he's been running that fake boot to the outside. So see maybe if he keeps the ball one of these times and tries to get around the edge.
Now, with a backup quarterback as a sophomore, you wonder how much of the playbook is designed around his skill set. Would it be crazy to say they might want to run the option a little bit here?
5'11", 168 is the sophomore Lucas Bolak. And this time Oquendo finds a lot of space now to the right side. Oquendo, 10, 5, touchdown Raiders! 35-yard touchdown run for Anthony Oquendo, and that's what the Red Raiders needed.
Get him into the open field. There's nobody quicker. Mike, I think they might have actually done the option right there.
A little jump cut there at the about halfway through this run to get in for the end zone. And Fitchburg gets the score they needed to get at least in the area code of Wachusett.
That face mask changed everything on this drive. It gave the Raiders new life.
Anthony Oquendo over 150 yards, 18 carries, 157. As the extra point here is no good.
There was a lot of weird on that one. The snap was floated basically into the hands of Santana, and it was nearly blocked, and ultimately McCloskey just can't get a strong enough foot on it, and it goes about 19 yards.
We'll take a look at the extra point attempt here. Santana, I think, did a good job getting that ball down. Was that tipped maybe as it came off McCloskey's foot?
I don't know, but he didn't have enough club because it didn't get to the goal post.
It may have gotten a fingertip on it. It was pretty close.
Just missed a touchdown.
A great big cheer for the hero of the year, Anthony Oquendo. His 35-yard touchdown run brings the Raiders back within 2 scores. And Dan, look, you are going to have to do some investigative journalism. We are going to have to determine once and for all if Lucas Bolek is your distant cousin or something.
That's something we've got to get to the bottom of somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Have you been holding, do you have a son? Is there something you need to tell us?
I mean, I don't think you want to do the back math on that. I'm not that old.
But really, you know, Mike, we saw it on Bolek's first play, that 4th down conversion where he kept it himself. Wachusett has to respect that rushing element, and I think that opens the field up for Anthony Oquendo.
Well, yeah, you got a new quarterback, so they don't know what to expect. So a little change-up sometimes works, and that time got Fitchburg a touchdown.
Obviously, no film there. Taken in from the 18-yard line. This is Reiki with a great return. Not his best of the night, but it'll do for the Mountaineers to the 45 they'll give him.
Folks, if you joined us late, just even one play late, you missed the play Dan was referencing. Officially, it was an 84-yard kickoff return by Matt Reiki on the opening kick that set Wachusett up for their first possession, which turned into a 1-play drive. This time, you know, they're still kicking it deep to him, but they were able to contain him somewhat. He only gets out to the Mountaineer 45.
27 yards on the return for Reiki. And now we see Wachusett's first drive. It's Angelo Smith up the middle. He was able to get it across midfield into Raiders territory. Give him, we'll say, the 40. It's hard. I can't tell if it's a 48 or the 49. Give him the 48.
Yeah, it's the 48. Now, Mike, one thing Dan mentioned, this is Wachusett's first possession of the second half. This Fitchburg defense has had a lot of time to rest.
They didn't play much in the first half because, as Dan mentioned, they only ran 15 offensive plays. So they haven't been on the field too long. But other than one occasion, they haven't been able to get off the field.
This is Smith again, just bulldozing through the line. He'll have the first down as he's across the 45-yard line.
And at a certain point, you just have to recognize Wachusett's offensive line is a lot bigger than Fitchburg's defensive line.
Yeah, Fitchburg's got some big guys, but not a whole lot of them. Wachusett's got more bodies with size. And they've dominated the line of scrimmage, especially offensively, for most of the game.
7 and 6 yards for Smith. Now blitzing hard on this one, and Tucker McDonald's going to have to run with it. Makes his way out to the near side. Gets just past the 40-yard line.
I think that's the first time we've seen McDonald keep it and run with it today.
It is indeed his first carry of the contest.
He was 4 out of 6 for 59 yards through the air in the first half. Of course, he had that touchdown pass that really should have been picked off. Picks up about 4 yards here. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 as the Mountaineers are inside the Raider 40.
Yeah, you look at 3 of their touchdowns. One comes after that big kickoff return right at the start of the game. A pick 6 for Wachusett, and then that, as you just mentioned, that interception should have been turned into a touchdown.
And now Larson taking the pitch out on the right side. Wrapped up and taken down at the 35-yard line. Looks like Antonio Santiago. Was it Santiago?
I think it was.
Want to make sure I was reading the number correctly.
We'll take a look at it again. Santiago's coming in from behind. And yeah, it is Antonio Santiago with a little bit of an assist from Gio DiCarlo. But Mike, Santiago was coming from the defensive right side, and that was a pitch to the defensive left, and he was still able to chase it down.
Yeah, well, that's good hustle running to the football.
So 3rd and 3 now for Wachusett. Trying to stuff it up the middle. Not going to get there.
Mountaineers were trying to lean on that offensive line, Mike. We talked about how they're just playing bigger than Fitchburg's D-line. This time the Raiders stood pretty tall.
Yeah, let's see how big of a gamble Mike Dubzinski is.
Oh, you gotta go for it.
Oh, he's going to go for it. I'm just thinking it's a perfect place for play action.
Oh, maybe they'll do that fake pitch play and go for the end zone.
Looking for the home run.
I like it. I like that call. Fake the pitch, go for the touchdown.
See what the Mountaineers can do here. With under 3 to go in the third. It's going to be a run to Angelo Smith. That'll get the job done.
We'll just have your offensive line open up a big hole on the right side and run through it.
I mean, that's boring, but it's effective. Ours was more exciting.
I was more creative anyway.
Yeah.
He says, you guys don't know how to coach football. Shut up.
I suppose you don't have to be overly creative when you're leading by 2 scores and you have the ball.
I'll coach the game. You guys just talk.
The 19th winningest active coach in Massachusetts high school football, Mike Dubzinski. His side calls the conventional run there on 4th down, gets the job done. Now 25 yards from goal. And that's a botched handoff there. Wachusett will retain, but that's a down they're not going to get back.
It's down, it's a couple of yards, it's a bruise on their quarterback's back. Just couldn't get the exchange right. You saw Angelo Smith headed to the sidelines. He was being talked to by his coach. They brought in Cole Corelli. Corelli and McDonald just couldn't get the exchange right. And Coach Dubzinski looks on. It's now 2nd down and 12 for his Mountaineers.
Smith remains in the backfield as McDonald rolls to the right to pass. Throw is complete. It's going to be Kane, I believe, coming up with that one.
Kane will head to the sideline. Very well thrown ball by McDonald. Threw a strike right to his midsection.
Especially because he was on the move.
Picked up about 9. And after the 1st down loss, we'll call it, what's that, 3rd and 3 looks like?
3rd and 3 looks good to me as we tick under 60 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter of play. Wachusett up 28-13. Trying to push it further out of reach. And this is going to be Smith again, staying on his feet. Churning for yards.
Flag comes in after the play.
Sideline warning on the offense. 1st down.
Just a sideline warning.
Mike, we have seen, especially, I noticed it a couple of plays ago, Mike Dubzinski is sometimes on the field of play when the ball is snapped. So, not terribly surprising that the officials would be like, hey, back it up. Just back up a little bit.
Usually they have enough leeway that you can go out there and talk to and give the play to the quarterback, but they want you off the field when the play starts.
2 in the backfield. It's Smith and Larson for the Mountaineers. It's going to go to Smith yet again. Be inside the 10, pretty close to the 5. And Wachusett keeping on the ground and keeping the clock moving as we reach 3-quarter time at historic Crocker Field. The Mountaineers lead 28-13.
Looks like there is a Raider down at about the 12-yard line. Getting reports that that's Angel Alejandro, one of the seniors for Fitchburg. See him there. But as we reach the end of the 3rd quarter, we want to thank the fantastic production team who is helping bring this game to you here on FATV. Our director this evening is Nate Glennie. Audio, graphics, and the engineer in charge is Travis Falk. Our replay operator, Jared Roberts, and our excellent camera crew, Kevin Newey and Jim Marabello up top, Matt Sinclair down in the left side end zone. There you see Kevin and Jim. And, there's Matt as well in the end zone.
All enjoying the nice weather.
It's shirt sleeves weather.
It's not 45 degrees below zero and wind blowing.
Dan Bolak, Mike Flynn, and myself, John Gugerty, here from the beautiful press box at Crocker Field. I've got to say, this is my favorite press box to work in. I love this press box.
This is the first time I've had a chance to work in this press box calling a football game. I got to do a couple soccer games upstairs in the coach's box last year. But to think, I got to do a Red Raider game from Foley Stadium, from Assegian Field in Grafton, from Doyle Field in Leominster, all before I got to do a Red Raider game from right here.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, this is just beautiful.
If they had an elevator, it'd be better.
I mean, yes, you're not wrong.
Possibly the worst stairs to climb in the history of man to get into a press box.
That's a fair point. Everything in life could be better. That is true.
Elevator? They can't afford it.
Oh, yeah. Harvard Stadium doesn't have an elevator. You know, the people at home can only hear one side of this conversation.
I keep forgetting that because I hear name my ear and I'm going, yeah, let's have a conversation.
Second down and goal for the Mountaineers as we start the fourth quarter. The handoff goes to Reiki to his right, and he gets a couple yards. He's going to get to about the 3-yard line. Actually, I think it is 3rd down and 2 as opposed to 3rd and goal. They're going to call it 3rd and 1 at the 2-yard line. So Wachusett can pick up a first down without getting into the end zone.
Now, if they built this press box today, they'd have to put an elevator in.
That's very true.
Timeout, Fitchburg. They're first.
Fitchburg takes their first timeout of the half with 11:26 to play here in the fourth quarter. It gives us a chance to point out that there is so much to watch on your community access station. Check out the many new programs such as Barber and You, Inside Fitchburg, Chess Chat, Forks Over Fitchburg, and Discussing Fitchburg Now, just to name a few. You can also watch a variety of community events and view local government meetings with some of the best local election coverage around. Visit fatv.org for schedules, to access video on demand on your time, and of course to view our live streams. Oh, and don't forget to follow FATV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. And you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_goog. I get 1 plug per game, and that's it.
That's your pay. That's your plug.
Hey, I'm doing a 12-hour stream the day before Columbus Day to celebrate being an affiliate for a year. That's cool.
Okay.
It's going to be fun. I'm going to play games.
I'm on the couch. It's Sunday.
You can watch it on the TV.
I'm watching Red Zone.
Second down and 1, or third down, excuse me. Smith takes it very close.
He didn't get to the goal line, but he might have gotten enough for the first.
The officials are signaling first down, so they will drop the sticks. It'll be 1st and goal for the Mountaineers inside the 1 as they look to salt this one away.
Yeah, you would think if they punch this one in, that would probably be the final nail in the old proverbial coffin.
Wachusett comes out in their goal line set. They're not messing around. They're going to hand this one straight up the middle. Angelo Smith gets the carry, plunges through. He is in. Touchdown Mountaineers. And that's the ball game pretty much. 13 carries, 82 yards, and another touchdown here for big number 44, the senior running back Angelo Smith. There's nothing fancy here, Mike.
Nope, keeps those pads low, keeps the feet churning. Found a little crack and just dives right into the Red Raider end zone.
He's a big guy with good speed, and when he gets rolling downhill with that offensive line in front of him, the Raiders have not been able to stop him.
He's no fun to hit, especially for those little guys in the backfield.
The perks of having a cannonball running back.
Benjamin Dominic's extra point attempt is up, and it is no good, wide to the left. First time Dominic's missed an extra point attempt on the season.
Look like some of my tee shots.
Got that hook going on?
I can go both ways.
Ah. Are we still doing phrasing?
No.
Okay. So the missed extra point keeps it to a 21-point deficit, and I suppose, the Raiders still have a shot. There's basically a full quarter of action, 10:50 to play here. Stranger things have happened than Fitchburg coming back and tying this game.
They will need some help.
They will.
They're going to have at least one
big play,
big turnover that gets
you know,
them a score quickly.
And get a big stop on defense as well. Just looking ahead, to these two teams' next opponents, Wachusett's continuing their road trip to open the season. They're going to be going to Wilbraham to take on Minnechaug next Friday night, while the Red Raiders will be hosting Tantascwa on the 24th. An interesting quirk, Minnechaug and Tantascwa happen to be playing each other tonight.
Hey.
And I happen to know the referee who's working that game too.
Well, fantastic.
Dusty Feldbaum. To be really old to remember, I got that wrestling reference.
Dominic kicks it long, taken in by Medina at about the 14-yard line. Cuts to the near sideline, and he is run out of bounds. About the 34-yard line. It's a pretty decent return. Now it's going to be really interesting to see who comes out to run this offense for Fitchburg. Lucas Bolak had some success on the last possession.
Yeah, he's coming back.
It is going to be Tyler Broussard's
Broussard's coming back in. Yeah.
You figured it wasn't entirely strategic that Bolak came in at quarterback on the last drive. Broussard was moving around a little gingerly, so he's had some time to recover, and he will take Fitchburg to the line after this time.
Timeout Wachusett, they're first.
Well, I guess if that confused Wachusett enough to burn a timeout.
Hey, after the way Bolak had the Fitchburg offense moving on that last possession, I thought there was a halfway decent chance that the sophomore would get a chance to lead this team back out here. So maybe the Mountaineers were thinking the same way.
It could be. And I think they had to, if Broussard's healthy enough to play, he's got the better arm to throw the ball. And they're going to have to air it out to get some quick scores. You can't afford to be driving the ball down the field and chewing up 6-7 minutes on a drive.
Yeah, Fitchburg's first drive did take up pretty much half of that third quarter.
Efficiency was not quite the key there for the Red Raiders, in regards to time at least.
Well, that was okay when you're within 2 scores, but when you're down 3 now and you're in the fourth quarter, it's got to be, you got to find some big plays.
Oquendo goes in motion to the far side. They pitch it out to him, try to get him the ball in space. Works to a certain degree. He's going to get across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of about 6. It's a pretty creative play call there, but you can see the motivation. They want to get the ball in Oquendo's hands. They want to give him that chance to burst a big one.
He goes in motion. They go empty, and Broussard with the quick swing pass out, try to see if he can make some guys miss.
Do we want to call that a run or a pass?
I thought I had it as a forward pass. Sean Sweeney's calling it a pass, so I'm going with that.
Last time we had a nice angle right down the line of scrimmage, but I don't think we had it that time.
Oquendo heads to the sidelines. He was moving a little bit gingerly. We'll keep an eye on him. It'll be second down now and 4 for the Raiders. Handoff goes straight up the middle, bursting through into the second level, into Mountaineer territory, shoving a Mountaineer down, and finally brought down at the 39 is Colin Dudek. Colin Dudek, with his most impressive run of the day, gets the ball into Mountaineer territory. Take another look at this one.
A couple of those Wachusett defenders were up in the backfield quickly, and they run right past it.
Good change of pace there, and a 22-yard carry for Dudek gets him to 25 on the night.
Now he goes in motion to the far side. Pitch on first down. I believe this is Macheri with the catch. Mike, they go once again with that, quarterback catches it and immediately shot puts it forward type play. And Xavier Macheri will head to the sideline as the Raiders are suddenly the walking wounded.
All kinds of guys gimping around after that play. Cherry was 1, and Nico Caputi was also a little lame. He's been in and off the field all night.
And Macheri didn't play last week's game against Leominster either.
Second down and 9 after the 1-yard reception for Macheri. Dudek remains in the backfield. Motion to the far side, fake the toss. Broussard wants to go long, throws over the middle, passes low and incomplete. He was trying to hit Nico Caputi, but the ball was a little bit underthrown. And now Caputi is grabbing at his right leg. Earlier in the game, Mike, it had been the midsection for Caputi. He took a couple shots, maybe got the wind knocked out of him. But now, we've talked about this, this humid night. This is the second week in a row we've seen a lot of players toward the end of the games just, coming up maybe with some cramps.
Yeah, that's definitely a cramp the way they were, the trainers out there working on that leg, stretching it out.
gives us a chance, Mike, to tell the folks how they at home can become an FATV member.
Oh, geez, you want me to? Wait a minute, I got to get my spectacles.
Okay, hold on.
You want me to do a cold read, too? Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Fitchburg Access Television is your local access television station. If you live, work, or go to school or are a member of the Fitchburg organization, you become a member of FATV. Membership brings you many benefits. It gives you access to all the FATV's equipment, including cameras, lighting, editing suites, studios, and much more, including the newest addition, the FATV Podcast Suite. We offer technical training classes to teach you how to create your own program. You can reserve channel time to broadcast your own program to the community and beyond. Visit FATV.org for more details and start producing your own show today.
There you go. FATV.org. Your home for FATV. How about that? Motion to the near side. Handoff goes to the far side. Dusty Nione, excuse me. First time we've called his name. Picks up a few. He needed 9. He got maybe a couple. Mike, Fitchburg is going deep into their depth chart right now.
Yeah, they've had to because they've got a lot of their skill players are on the sideline with cramps.
They really didn't like that run. They didn't even give him a couple. Looks like they backed him up to the original line, the 39.
Okay, well, it was going to be, I thought maybe 4th and 7. Instead, it is 4th and 9. Fitchburg needs this one if they're going to have any hope of coming back. Tyler Broussard calling signals. He's going to have 2 guys in the backfield with him. Dudek to the left. Play fake. Broussard wants to throw to his left. It's high, but it's brought down. Catch is made for a first down. Stop the clock, move the chains, and there is another Raider injured. I believe it is Richard Santana who made the catch. And he immediately goes down clutching at his left leg, probably cramping up.
Looked like a heck of a catch. He had to reach up in between 3 or 4 defensive players and to call that pass in and get the first down.
It was a very impressive catch by Santana. We'll take a look at it again. It's going to come across the screen from right to left, goes up there, makes the catch in double coverage. And then pretty much immediately he staggers forward. He's got the first down as soon as he makes the catch. And now we take a look at him getting back off the field. So good to see. He'll have to come off for a play, but at least he's moving under his own power. He'll get some water. Fitchburg's offense is still alive.
Got to hire the water boy pretty soon to get some H2O into these guys.
There's a reason one of the rewards on my Twitch stream is hydrated. It's because hydration is important.
Depends what you're hydrating with.
It's usually water.
Okay.
It almost never has alcohol in it.
Almost
never. Raider offense still on the field at the Mountaineer 28-yard line. A lot of confusion at the line as they try to get this play off.
Do-si-do in the backfield there.
Broussard looks to his left, under pressure, and he's going to be brought down for the 5th time tonight. The Mountaineers come out of the pile with the football, but I think they're going to say that Broussard was down.
Yes.
Wachusett is not happy with the call. I think it was the correct one. We'll take a look.
Looks off the corner, picked up late. And he's definitely down before they...
I mean, he kind of falls on top of Quasi-Adje. And now Tyler Broussard will head to the sideline, maybe get him a breather. Lucas Bolak is back in at quarterback. Broussard is not happy. I think we can safely say that. And
you didn't have to lip read.
No, you did not. There's a flag down.
12 men on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Fitchburg flagged for their second 12-man on the field violation.
I don't know if our well-placed field mic is. We're going to count this again.
1 at the bottom, 1 in the slot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. 3 in the backfield is 11, and 1 on the far side is 12. Usually when a team is called for 12 guys on the field, it's a technicality. It's like one guy's running on as another guy's running off. They lined up with 12 guys again.
Well, this one I'll cut them a little slack because they've had so many guys get put on the sideline with the cramps that they're running all kinds of guys that usually don't play a lot.
2nd down and 23. Lucas Bolak keeps it himself. He's going to pick up, 15, 16 yards. I am really liking the look of this Fitchburg offense with the sophomore Bolak calling plays. This time they fake that quick little shot put pass. Bolak keeps it himself, gets some good blocking, finds the hole. Is it too early to start saying there's a quarterback controversy at Crocker Field?
I think you're a little early, but
yeah. Let's stir the pot just a little bit.
He definitely has. It looks like he has better foot speed.
3rd down and 5 now for the Raiders. Bolak takes the snap, play fake, rolls to his right, wants to throw, throws back across his body to nobody in particular, and it falls incomplete among 3 Mountaineers. And okay, maybe I was a little, just a little.
There wasn't much good outcome of that throw. It was actually good and it fell way short.
It's the cardinal sin for quarterbacks, isn't it, Mike? Especially young ones.
Don't throw late over the middle.
Throw back across your body. You see there's nobody wearing red even in the shot as that ball falls incomplete.
They had one receiver, but he was pretty much standing on the goal line at that point, and that ball fell about 10 yards short.
So now 4th down and 5. The Raiders running out of time. They need this if they want to stay alive. Bolak from the shotgun. He's got 2 backs next to him. Low snap. Handoff goes straight up the middle. Good blocking for Dudek. He's going to be very close. I think he's got it. Unconventional play call to say the least, Mike. 4th down and 5. You call fullback dive up the middle, but hey, it worked.
Almost looked like the old shovel pass. But let's see. We couldn't see the beginning of the play, but Dudek able to get his way through and pick up a Fitchburg Red Raider 1st down. Keeps them semi-breathing. They're not dead yet.
7-yard gain, but really, just having the time to work on your playbook and work out with the personnel, that really helps things. Here's Bolak on the run again.
Cuts to his left, gets across the 15. He'll be brought down at the 12. It's a gain of about 5 for Bolak. Fitchburg's offense still on the move, but still burning clock. 4:20 to play. Fitchburg still trailing by 3 scores. But at least they're moving the ball.
Even if Bolak may not have the strongest arm, Broussard probably has the better arm, but Bolak definitely has the better foot speed and definitely looks more comfortable running the football.
Of course, Fitchburg having to go deep into their depth chart. They've got Devani DeLeon and Colin Dudek to either side of Lucas Bolak. It's DeLeon, the ball carrier, on 2nd down. Gets across the line of scrimmage, across the 10. I think they're going to spot him down at the 9, and he needs the 7 to move the chains.
Mountaineer down.
One thing I've also noticed about Bolak, he's had to deal with a couple of not great snaps, but he's had no problem handing off the ball in these cases too. Just one quick movement that he's able to move his arms. He's very comfortable doing that. A couple of times where it just looks like through my eyes, it's like, oh, how is he going to hand that off? And he does it quite easily.
Quasi Adje is the injured player for Wachusett. We've called his name a few times. He's a senior.
The Red Raiders have struggled a lot with that long snap. Shotgun snaps have been low. We've seen it on punts last week. We saw it on the extra point. It was really took a long time to get back to the holder, and it was low.
I mean, even for a center, even snapping from the shotgun requires a certain amount of arm strength, and I mean, we've seen the arm strength that the Raider quarterbacks have, so arm strength is at a bit of a premium here.
Yeah, you want to get that ball back quick, so you give that quarterback a chance to look up before he's got 3 or 4 defensive players standing on his head.
We've even seen, Dan, some teams at the college level will use their backup quarterback as their long snapper because the arm strength is so important there.
That is indeed something we've seen. We've seen teams use quarterbacks as punters. We've seen quarterbacks have to be pretty flexible in regards to how you use them. I know that's not exactly the point you were making, but that's just what came to mind.
Hey, it works. 3rd down and 2. DeLeon goes in motion, low snap. Bolak handles it well, throws for the end zone. Jump ball is tipped, brought down, it is caught. Touchdown Raiders! Nico Caputi makes the catch. Nico, my cousin, We go end zone. We see big American scoreboard.
Going towards the back of the end zone. Now, there's no way any of these officials could tell he got his foot in.
Left foot's down.
It looked like he was in bounds.
He's in.
But there's nobody on that back line with a striped shirt on it because there's no back judge.
I would say from a power rating perspective, you want to go for 2 here because that makes it at least a 13-point deficit, which is a little better than 14, but it looks like they're going to call a timeout here.
Timeout, Fitchburg. Their second timeout.
I mean, I'm just thinking of it from the power rating perspective. As a computer science major, as someone who's delved in making their own power rating systems who have nothing to do with the current power rating system, it's just the fact that, 14 points is that gap and whatever, but you do get more points based on a closer, if you lose, it's like, if it's closer than 14 points, you'll still get more points.
I think the margin is so slim between going for 2 and taking the extra point that the play, you have to play for the football game you're playing. And I think the play for this football game is to kick the extra point here, and if something goes wrong, then you have to go for 2. I understand the point you're making with regard to, the power rating system and try to maximize, if you assume this game is lost, then that might be the best thing to do. But I don't think as a football coach, you can assume that a game is lost. It is highly unlikely that the Raiders will come back, but I don't think you can. I don't know. Mike, what are your thoughts?
I would like to point out that the Raiders have now swapped for the offense.
Okay, fine. I was wrong.
Did the geniuses from the MIAA come up with this power rating system?
They've had trouble with extra points. Maybe it's that. Bullock takes this a direct snap, throws floater to his right. It was incomplete. I think he was trying to hit Xavier Macheri.
Bullock's 2-point conversion attempt.
Interesting, Mike, that they would call just a straight pass there. You only need 2 yards. You've got a litany of rushing options. Maybe get the ball in Bolek's hands, give him the option to run with it, but that was a pass all the way.
Yeah, there was no option here. He was looking at the intended receiver right away, but you saw 23 get in the passing lane there, took that away, and he had nowhere to go with the football.
Even if Macheri comes down with it, he's probably not going to be able to get to the end zone before McGarry can wrap him up and take him down.
Yeah, no, Macheri was well shy of the goal line where he was, and the ball fell shy of the goal line as well. So, now with 3:27 to play, Fitchburg with 1 timeout. How often do you practice the onside kick at this level? I think we might see one here.
Probably not a lot. Well, Wachusett certainly thinks so because they got the hands team up.
Alexander McCloskey will kick it.
It loaded to the far side as well. I know it's just matching the personnel, but still.
And they try it. Well defensed by Wachusett. Get the ball and get down. It's a very smart play by Michael Kane. Don't try to do anything fancy with it. Just get down, and he did that.
He got the room service hop. Ideally, you want that ball to squib twice and then take a crazy hop, but that one just bounced right up into his hands. Drove it into the ground, but you saw it just bounce up nicely waist high.
And that's exactly what you're taught to do in that situation, right, Mike?
Yeah, you just want to catch the ball and get down.
Yeah. So now 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers at their own 48-yard line as they look to finish this one up. Just 1 or 2 first downs, I think, should be enough for them. Angelo Smith gets the carry, he picks up a few yards.
48-48, it looks like.
4-yard gains straddling the midfield stripe.
Raiders can only stop the clock once.
Figure if they get a 3rd down stop, they'll probably take that timeout, but they have to get there first. 2nd down and 5 for the Mountaineers at the Fitchburg 48. Smith again. This time he's broken up in the backfield, driven down and backward. Fitchburg brought the house, and this time they were able to get through. Actually, that was Jake Larson, the ball carrier. And Larson was hit almost as soon as he took the handoff. Jesse Ramos was the first one there. He was by no means the last.
No, but he shot the gap, and he was able to make the stop in the backfield before he got a lot of help to come along.
3rd down and 7 now for the Mountaineers.
Right at the 50-yard.
Fitchburg still clinging to a mathematical chance as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Wachusett needs the 43 for a first down, and Larson's got it and more. He's across the 40 to the 35-yard line, and that'll stop the clock, move the chains, and I think that'll just about salt this one away. Wachusett gets the first down they needed.
I know for the defense, that would have been a huge stop. That would have been great for the morale if they could have gotten that. But ultimately, Larson just making up for getting wrapped up in the backfield that time, shooting the gap and finding 15 yards of space. And yeah, it's going to be.
I think even if Fitchburg chooses to take their time out, Wachusett can just kneel this one out.
Yeah, I think if they were going to use it, they would have used it after the second down play on the last series.
Straight handoff to Larson on first down. He plows forward for a gain of 8 or 9, and now we got some pushing and shoving after the play. A little bit of words and pleasantries and dinner reservations exchanged. You want to meet up at Dunkin' across the street afterward. I'll buy you a culotta, something like that.
Are they open?
I would assume. It'd be silly if
most,
they're not.
Most of them are closed after dark. Yeah, there was a little extra activity after the whistle.
Just a little bit.
The officials let them play. And I would assume that the Mountaineers will take a knee here as they go into victory formation.
Yes, indeed. Wachusett will pick up their first win of the season. They get ready to take on D3 Minnechaug next Friday. Fitchburg, meanwhile, will be back here next Friday evening taking on Tantascwa. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff here on FATV. We'll be right back here from historic Crocker Field. And honestly, guys, as we wrap this one up, I said something similar after our first game back at Elliott Field. You would have liked to see Fitchburg come away from this one with the win, but it just feels so good to be back, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, or at least, to be up here for the first time to call a Red Raider game. It's like even the result and the outcome's not quite what you're looking for. Still great to see the Raiders back here at historic Crocker Field, after last season in the Fall 2 campaign having to basically, I can't remember what the term is, but
Barnstorm?
Yes, that's the term I wanted.
There we go.
Yep. Having to barnstorm from place to place. I mean, it's just nice to see him back here, and we're going to see him back here for at least 2 more games across this season as well.
Mike Flynn, your first game back here in Crocker Field, again, 659 days it has been. It wasn't the result you would have wanted, but Fitchburg put up a pretty good fight, especially at the end there.
They hung in there. They cut it to 2 touchdowns, and a couple times they had a chance to make some stops and maybe get a little closer. But a couple of holding penalties kind of derailed a couple of drives. And, I don't think most people thought they were going to win this game tonight.
But they put up a good
They put
fight.
themselves way behind the 8 ball early.
That's true.
Getting down 14 points basically in the first minute. And that was a tough road to hoe to get back in the game.
It was 7-0 after just 1 play, 14-7 after just 81 seconds of action. In all, 53 points put up. As we get towards the ending of this one, Dan Bolak, you had something you wanted to point out.
Yep, I've got stats, final stats for this game. We've got Fitchburg 47 plays for 297 yards. Wachusett 32 plays for 230 yards. Penalties were 7 penalties against Fitchburg for 55. Wachusett 1 penalty for 15. It was a pretty costly penalty.
That was a big one.
As it gave the Raiders life on what turned out to be their second touchdown drive. Tyler Broussard was 8 for 12, 79 yards with a pick 6, and of course 6 carries because all the sacks comes down to minus 32. But that's just a lot of sacks. That's just
the way they call rushing in high school.
Yep, Lucas Bolak was 2 for 3, had the touchdown pass and 3 carries for 30 yards. And he looked pretty solid, coming in with Broussard. Both times he came into the game because Broussard took a sack, and they wanted to get him out there, make sure he was okay. Of course, for the Raiders, also Joshua Medina, 3 catches for 29 yards. Colin Dudek, 3 carries for 32 yards. He did really well as a change of pace there. Nico Caputi, 2 carries, 37. And, of course, Anthony Aquendo, 18 carries, 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. We did not see very much of him in the late stages.
We really did not. Fitchburg had to go pretty deep into their depth chart We'll see how many of those Raiders are able to come back next week. Again, it'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff here from Crocker Field as the Raiders take on Tantascwa. But as we get ready to wrap it up tonight, we want to thank one more time the fantastic production team who made this possible. Our director, Nate Glennie, audio graphics and engineer in charge is Mr. Travis Falk. Jared Roberts running the replay for us. Kevin Newey, Jim Marabello, and Matt Sinclair on cameras. For Dan Bolak, Mike Flynn, I know your name. We've been calling games for a while.
I know it's difficult, but
and myself, John Gergety, one more time. We will thank the underwriters who bring this possible to you. We are thanking them on screen as well, but they are Workers Credit Union, Rollstone Bank and Trust, the UMass Memorial Health Alliance, Clinton Hospital, North End Subaru, Unitil, Minuteman Press, and the Sentinel and Enterprise. So, for Dan Bolak and Mike Flynn, I'm John Gergety saying thank you folks so much for watching. Fitchburg loses this one by a score of 34-19, but we will be back next week, 7 o'clock kickoff right here on FATV.